Mm-mm. Oh my gosh. Just a moment. As usual, we're always checking the things and making sure everybody's logged in all the places. Let's see. Ooh. Respectfully, I just ran up and down my stairs, 2 flights of stairs, like 2 times back to back in a row. And yeah, needless to say, definitely felt that. So as we are, everything's all good. Things are cool. Oh, awesome sauce. It's happening. So, lovely, beautiful people. Thank y'all for showing up tonight. Thank you for showing up for yourself. So, of course, in in real Snoop Dogg fashion, I want to thank myself. So, with that, oh, we'll see how many things I can figure out for the day, despite doing this every single week. And every single week having the same. It's like somehow I managed to find a new way to be intrigued by what I am or am not doing. It's crazy how that happens. And the fact that y'all still rock with me is like super cool, super chill. I really greatly appreciate that. And with that being said, thank y'all for joining me on the Greater Self Vibes podcast. We are live, and today we are talking about which topic again? I'm just asking to see if y'all are paying attention or not. But basically, we are talking about play, productivity, and the freedom flow, and what that really looks like. Because I think there is a benefit in recognizing how much adulting we all collectively have done. And of course, I'm going to share a little bit about myself and how I have adulted so much in such ways that I definitely put myself in a position where um, hmm, I don't want to say I ruined or took away the fun, but absolutely ruined and took away some pretty monumental life moments for significant people in my life because um basically because it's kind of just who I was at the time, as sucky as that may sound. As a kid, my desire to hurry up and grow up, and the need, necessity, and willingness to do so at any and all cost, which meant also not allowing my sibling, my younger sister at the time, and my cousin to not even have the opportunity to experience some regular life stuff like I don't know, play, believing in Santa Claus for an extended period of time, and noticing how, as hard as I work to try to hurry up and grow up, the one thing that I keep coming back to now as an adult is when and how I can play significantly more, and the ways that I incorporate that into life, and how from a young age, ultimately being trained to sit in my masculine and to show up and handle and do all the things and be be more mature than I actually needed to be in order to seek or receive some sense or perception of approval, set me up and right down a straight pathway to how can I be in and as masculine as I possibly can. And in the sense of not physical demeanor so much, but how I do choose to show up and do look at, okay, if I am if I'm going to accomplish something, I need to go hard in the paint or go home. There's no chill. It's all go, all gas, or I might as well just quit and give up. So, the idea of having permission to play and inviting all of you lovely, beautiful people into this conversation, for one, but to start exploring where are places or ways that maybe you too have given up your opportunity or right to play. And why did you do it? What did it actually gain you, if anything? And why we might want to consider this is another means or possibility to integrate femininity back into your life. So the outline, the setup. Let's just say we are 5 or 7 years old. So kind of touching a little bit on that inner child episode, just a little bit in the space of while we were realizing we can hire that inner child to be a consultant instead of trying to get it to heal to an adult version. We get to look at, all right, if I were not an adult, what would I be doing at this age as a child? If I were to give myself permission to actually play and live into being a child and not be worried about the life concerns that I had to worry about, or the friends that I had to worry about, or the adults that I had to worry about, or the kids I had to worry about, like any of those things that really caused a lot of us to have to grow up a lot faster than we even realized was happening. If we were to give ourselves permission to take for a moment and just look at what are all the things you put away as fast as you could to try to hurry up and become an adult, to find yourself now in this day and age looking at and seeking to explore when's the next adult play date because you recognize, man, I just want to play. I really don't actually want to be out here working hard, doing all these things that adults say you're supposed to be doing. And even to the extent of, I know there was a period in time when I used to look at broccoli and cauliflower as like the trees. And I'm like, well, now I rather enjoy those little white trees called cauliflower and like them, maybe even love them just a little bit. But when I was younger, I didn't understand the purpose of them. As an adult now, and kind of alluding to me playing too much, there's definitely a little insider joke for some folks in some different places that will completely get how and why loving cauliflower would be funny, just as people saying stuff like, "Oh, look at those sweet little cheeks." It's there's a reason for it, and there's a little play left in it because why wouldn't you want to be in a position where everything is so serious all the time? Like we all have real life responsibilities. We have bills. If you are a parent, you got kids, and depending on where you're at age wise, and if you're like close to about where I'm at, or sometimes it can be even younger, depending on what's going on with your family. You may be in a position or role where you're not only responsible for yourself and your children in that generation, but you're also responsible for the elder generation that is aging and now needs more care. So there are way more places and opportunities to be an adult. But when you were a kid, that race to hurry up and get to being an adult, it seemed like it was going to be so great and so fun. And as soon as we got there, the first thing we started realizing is how much more we appreciated stuff like naps, like snacks. You can lure a lot of adults right this minute to come and do anything if you offer them snacks and the opportunity to just ride in the car instead of trying to figure out how to drive the car, how to like speed race and do all these different things, but really giving yourself permission to slow down and look at, all right, well, if I were to embrace how much I gave up to hurry up and speed up the process of becoming an adult. I did all this stuff to become productive and show up and do things that other people expected me to do. And at the same time, I did not give myself the space or permission or grace to just enjoy stuff like not being responsible for a damn thing, especially not myself, not anybody else. And now, like I said, we've got more than enough people that we have to be responsible for as adults. And like, even if you don't have children, you probably are in a career or some type of field where there are people that depend on you. And when we stay in our masculine, because to produce and to make sure you have a livelihood and like a place to stay, you got to do actions, you got to do work. You got to show up at a job. You have to produce the work you said you would produce. If you're running your own business, you have to work the hours that are going to allow you to generate the leads, the income, and all the things in order for you to even have the opportunity to think about the idea of playing. When people say stuff like work hard, play hard, it would be nice if we actually did that more on purpose and for real. And also looked at, why are you taking yourself so serious that you can't play, that you can't joke, that you can't give yourself a little space to say, yeah, I think I like stuff that kids like, and we can all like it at the same time. And just and with that being said, it's totally cool to recognize there are periods where you do have to go hard in the paint. You do have to produce a lot. You do have to work. Just as there are periods where not only should you be resting, but give yourself that space and permission to really look at, all right, so if I weren't trying super hard to be all in everybody else's business and weren't trying to perform strong friend activities and weren't trying to maintain these different moods and stereotypes and versions of me that I said I was going to be, then you probably would come to notice that you could use a little more rest and relaxation. You could enjoy a little more fun for fun's sake. You could maybe even explore the ideal of, what were some of those things that I really did used to like when I was younger? Is there a particular game I used to play that I might be able to do at this age, but now I could actually appreciate it for what it is because I am an adult? Because, oh, my little pineapple fell over here. Guess he got tired of playing with me. But you can really start to embrace, for as hard as I work, how am I going to give that play back to myself? How am I going to allow not only myself, but other people to be in a position and have the opportunity to notice the way that I care and love myself shows up in how consistently I am productive with how I go about running my business and or the business of my life, but also in how committed I am to making sure that I do play, that I do invite that feminine flow, that energy, that opportunity to not have everything be so cut and dry and hardcore, but really an active, continuous flow of, I work hard today and I reward myself with doing stuff that I really enjoy. If you're a person that likes to, I don't always get it or understand it, but let's say you like to gamble, right? You go work hard so you have money that you can go gamble with. Now, can you make money gambling? I know many of people that do, and they seem to really enjoy it. Bless their hearts so far as I'm concerned, because that's something that they enjoy. Just in case you're new to my channel or any of the things, you might notice that I like to do stuff like do headstands or inversions. I think doing cartwheels in the house because I pay for it is fun. I think being able to do headstands because I can and I'm physically still able is fun. I think being able to roll around on the floor, despite being able to tell someone how to continue to live and not want to kill themselves, not um, want to keep doing things that are detrimental to themselves, such as in my therapy business, and yet still find the space and capacity to laugh at myself, create a little fun and lightness within super serious topics that people are discussing. And again, it's a flow. It's not a hardcore, like, I'm a professional, so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to talk to you like super direct and straight, like someone that has a bunch of degrees. I'm going to talk to you the way that I talk to me. Well, actually, I'm going to talk to you nicer because it is a learning process of, how do I show up in a way that allows people to relax their shoulders, be human, feel comfortable to do the hard work of showing up for themselves in those vulnerable places of going to a therapy session or trying yoga for the first time if you've never tried it. But how to do that and give yourself permission to just see if you like it or if it works, while also making it light enough so no one's in a position where they feel like they just made themselves super vulnerable for no particular reason and caused themselves harm, instead of maybe the opportunity to enjoy life a little bit more, to have a little bit of fun. Like, no one knew what they knew until they knew it. And if you, as you grow up and you continue to keep evolving as a human being, because I don't think people stop at a point of being healed and like now I'm healed of everything that's ever happened to me, but more or less you continue to evolve. So this current version of you may evolve to a place where you recognize I do need to carve out time to be productive, to work, to build, and to grow on different goals that I've set for myself individually and maybe even professionally. Professionally, for my family, for people around me, and the relationships and friendships that I like to have, as well as what does it look like for you to have created goals where you invite the genuine art of play back into your life so you don't take yourself so serious that you can't function anymore, that any inconvenience. And as you guys see, every single week, I'm on here, and the first thing that happens is me trying to figure out if I'm really on here or not, if I signed up all the stuff and checked off all the things that are supposed to be checked off. And I would say there's a component of I could get upset and be like, "You're a professional. You should know this by now. You do this every single week." And let that be a means of getting down on myself. Or I've gotten to a place, and maybe you have or haven't gotten there with me, of recognizing, yeah, this is a part of what's going to happen. So instead of fighting it, I'm going with the flow. I'm allowing the reality of there's a great chance that I'm going to find some new thing of how I can't show up the way I thought I would, or why, and whatever the case. Hence, I did 3 rounds of flights of stairs today just to get all the pieces to this microphone that's sitting over here so the folks on TikTok could actually hear me, while then coming back down, standing over top of the laptop that is set up, setting that screen up, plugging the connections in. And it's not like I'm not going to do the same thing every week. But if you notice, I don't necessarily sit in the same spot. Part of my play is I sit in different places to do the same thing that I'm going to do every single week. When I am working with clients, I invite play into them attempting to guess where I might be sitting at today, what room or what place. And in the same room, I promise you, I could sit in multiple different corners, and you won't know that I'm in the same room. I do, but as a part of my play and entertainment for myself, because yeah, I am sitting there holding space for people throughout, and even when I am teaching yoga, whether it's a private session or you're coming to my workshop in person, there's going to be jokes and laughter throughout the whole thing. And if no one else is entertained, I will be. Not saying that that means as long as I'm cool, everybody else should be, but shouldn't we be cool if we're hosting or facilitating a thing at least? Shouldn't there be some element of invitation in whatever you're offering to the world, whether it's in your career, in your relationships, and the way that you even choose to love and care for people, where everything doesn't have to be so serious that you don't ever get a chance to really look at what would it be like to just be easy and have fun. So when I say invite play, I'm also looking at you should enjoy how you go about playing. I know in different communities, play can mean some different things, and for those that know, um, just as being serious can be very different things in different atmospheres. So my invitation to you is to look at how are you cultivating a life that creates a harmonious flow of being in your masculine, which is being productive, producing things, creating works, how you show up and give maybe to the world or to your community or your career or your business. And then how are you also refueling yourself and giving back to you by playing? And that may mean you go out dancing all night. It may mean you play drinking games. It really depends on what stage of life you're at and what you define as fun, and how you feel like you're allowing yourself the opportunity to play and what you can afford, and not just financially, what you can afford physically, mentally, emotionally, and all the things. Some people may choose to play and it's with other people's feelings. And those folks definitely F around and find out at some point. Feelings do get hurt. When you're not one of those people that's maybe necessarily looking at that, it might be fun and you might find it playful to just chill out and entertainment for me, full transparency. Watching dogs or watching kids or just people watching in public is fun for me sometimes. You can catch people doing some wild stuff, and it doesn't mean that anything's wrong with them, but I am highly entertained and I'm laughing at everything. The show Jackass, that show, and everybody doesn't like the same thing. So my fun and my play doesn't need to be yours. But that particular show back in the day, and maybe even the show Ridiculous right now, if I am ever sitting down and actually watching TV, I'd rather watch something that's going to make me laugh than to be looking at something that's going to cause me to have to think harder about my whole entire existence. So play for me can come in different forms. It may be what I'm physically doing with my body. It may be what I'm choosing to listen to. So far as reading, it could be what I'm watching on TV or going to the movies. And for me, those things are play. That is how I am also integrating my femininity into allowing myself to just be easy and go with the flow and not push or pressure anything. Some people that maybe get to spend a little more time with me than other folks, especially in intimate relationships, would probably say in this moment, I play too much. I do. I play too much. And at the same time, I probably take some other stuff way too serious. No one person is 100% anything all the time or consistently one way or not. Life is a flow, it is a process, and you get to decide how long do you want to keep playing, and is the play helpful or is it hurtful? And if it's hurtful, when are you going to do something different? And if it is really helpful, how can you do more of it in a way that allows you to enjoy even the parts of life when you are being productive and you are producing and you are performing and you're meeting different metrics or hitting different dollar amounts or different other means of how you might define success? But play should be one of those things that I would encourage you to place on your calendar, on your goal sheet of how much play could I get in this year, this month, this week, this day? How often can I play and enjoy life? So the hard work that we do choose to do has a place to it has its balance. In yoga, when you are doing poses on one side, you want to do it on the other side because you want to give both parts of your body the opportunity to have not only the same experience, but you want to balance it out. So when you work hard and you are productive, you also want to play. So I would say you should PP, be productive and play. That might seem like too much for some people. Like, why is she saying PP? Because I think play and productivity go together. PP. May you find your own humor in that or not. Either way, I was highly entertained by it, and I just wanted to share these epiphanies that have come to me because in conversation yesterday while doing a podcast with another person in the field of mental health, we talked about and got a chance to really discuss some key moments. One being me being able to acknowledge, yep, I am the Grinch that stole Santa Claus from my little cousin and my little sister because I was so in a rush to grow up. And she was able to acknowledge and note how being in the role of being a mom has brought her back to a space of being willing to consider playing because her focus and not indifferent than mine. And I just may be further along in recognizing there does need to be a different harmony and a different balance in how I do life. That she was all for the like, I get stuff done, I make things happen, period. You don't have to wonder, like, I'm about my business. But part of your business should include how you play and becoming a mom for her, she mentioned. And I would say I've definitely noticed it for me. But prior to having kids, I used to play and all the kids liked me, even though I can't even say that I was ecstatic to be around them. But I didn't have a problem playing because it was easy. It's like, let's see, you want to do this? I can do that. Not a problem. As life got busier, the idea of playing when you're trying to figure out how do I feed myself? How do I feed these children? How do I show up for the roles that I'm signed up for at work? How do I do all those things and be okay? The last thing that crosses one's mind when you are that level, potentially stressed, is to play. And I venture to say that's where you might find the best answers and insights into what it is you are doing, is if you give yourself permission to not only stop and rest, but actually go do something fun. If you notice, kids have a blissful sense of happiness a lot of times, not all kids, because everybody's had different experiences. But for the ones that were afforded the opportunity to remain in their childhood, they have if you just watch them play, you will see just happiness, bliss, joy. It's effortlessly there. And most adults, you have to search really hard to see and find that in them. So what would it look like to be that person who is exuding joy, exuding happiness, exuding bliss, and knowing that you're doing so because you're allowing yourself permission to actually play too. I invite you all to PP as frequently as you can. Be productive, hit your goals, and also look at how can I create more and better ones by allowing myself to play more. Now, if you are partnered with someone or in a relationship with the person that's super serious, they're probably going to get annoyed with you, especially if you say, well, I listened to this lady on the internet and she said I need to play. So I'm trying to play with you. And they're like, well, we don't play. They might get annoyed. You'll have to tune into some other episode to figure out how to work that part out. But for yourself, you shouldn't restrict it to just alone. See how you can't incorporate that with all folks that you interact or engage with in a way that is respectful, of course. Um, like I said, some intimate partners will definitely say I play too much, just as I'm pretty sure some of my friends might say the same. But it's usually said in the midst of lots and lots of laughter. So that joy, that bliss that you can genuinely catch on a child who hasn't had to grow up too soon is something that every adult should be able to also access. And it only happens when you give yourself the opportunity to invite some things that you let go of because you believed in order to grow up and mature, I have to let go of these childish things. And are some things worth letting go of? Absolutely. Nobody wants a person that's still pissing on themselves or that, is, I don't know, still eating with their fingers and it's in an inappropriate way. Like whatever those things were that were absolutely childish or picking your nose and flicking them on people. Like, no, nobody's necessarily looking for that in how you play, but taking a moment out to play a game, chill out, explore new things about yourself, even try new stuff with people alone. Those are different ways that you can play that are going to allow you to be significantly more productive in how you choose to do the rest of your life when you give yourself permission. At this point, I'm still trying to figure out how to more play with cauliflower because I don't know. Sometimes I like it, and other times I'm like, I don't even know about that. But it's a work in progress. Work in progress. Um, I don't see any questions, comments, or concerns. So, with that, I will kind of leave you all with this. Feel free to PP as frequently as you possibly can. So, triple P's. Play and be productive, or be productive and play, but have them on a loop that's continuously feeding into the next one. And if you like some examples of how to do this in real life, feel free to join me at the end of this month. I will be in the city of Upland for this month. And um, just in case you were wondering, yes, I will be in different cities in different months, and you're not going to want to miss when or where. And I might not even tell you guys until who knows when. But if you want to come and get a little sample of some play, what's being curated for this month is Disconnect to Reconnect. And it will be a yoga experience where you guys come, and here's the part that no one ever knows is a thing for whatever reason. You can show up and do whatever you like to do that's on the agenda, as well as if you don't like it, then don't do it. And that's totally fine. You will not disrupt anyone else or cause them harm. You will be taking care of yourself. But I am absolutely going to invite you to play, to laugh, to try stuff you maybe haven't tried before, to honor the things that you know wouldn't physically maybe work with you based on your actual physical limitations or maybe injuries that you've had. But if you want to try something out that you saw on Instagram or some other platform, Facebook, or on a YouTube video, who knows, maybe even on LinkedIn, and of course, TikTok, and we have the space and time, we're going to try it. We're going to be there with the intentions of integrating play and productivity and looking at how do we do this more on purpose and intentionally move our bodies to do so. There might be a dance party up in this thing. It could be you might want to be a part of it and not miss out because I don't know actually if for sure which month I may or may not do a thing. And even if I do another one, I promise you at this point, I've already decided I'm going to do different components of a series. So this first one, we are integrating a little more play and productivity into how we're doing things. And it's like your ticket to be on vacation away from your real life for 2 hours. And it didn't require a flight or any of the other things. But if you are catching a flight to join us, I appreciate you. People have already started signing up. So what you don't want is to accidentally miss out on this, what is it called? Early bird pricing, as well as I would hate for you to miss out because we have the room full and I don't have any more physical space for anyone else to join. So check out any links that you see on any of my platforms so you don't miss out on this opportunity to PP, play and be productive. And I look forward to being able to share what that looks like in real time in person. Who knows? Maybe there might be an invitation to do it online. And if I get enough requests, you too might be able to purchase your ticket and just let us know, like, hey, I'm going to be virtual. So that way you get access to a link to do so. Well, people, it's been real. And I will see y'all next Tuesday with another lovely topic that has popped into my mind or someone has sparked it into conversation. I was like, ooh, that could be fun to talk about. You guys are also very much so welcome to let me know if there's a topic or a thing you'd like me to explore or talk about. You can send us a DM. You can text it. You can email it. You can even put it under the comments for this show, and I will be more than happy to oblige you in discussing various different topics, as long as they're not like bona fide, like inappropriate. Like if somebody, and you know what that may be. So maybe manners might be a thing to explore at some point, even though I might not be the best coach for it. So thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. And I will see how well I can end all these different streams in the appropriate locations, just to setting them up. So I'll see y'all next week and we'll be getting stuff in order and lined up to see how well I set them up too. Thank y'all and see y'all later.